Have you ever wondered why you ended up here, in this exact moment, with these exact words? It wasn't an accident. Something in you already knew, and it pulled you here, because right now a door in your consciousness is unlocking, and once it opens, nothing will ever feel the same. The shift you sense isn't random confusion. It's the subtle hum of your quantum awareness stirring awake. Neural pathways that once slept in silence are beginning to glow, as if your very biology is remembering its hidden design. You've felt it, haven't you? That odd sensation when the world seems softer, less rigid, as though reality itself bends quietly in your hands. The truth is, the quantum leap is not a skill to practice. It is a realization, a threshold of vibration that, once crossed, changes how you exist. And if these words are resonating deep within you, then you've already crossed it. The key has turned, and your being has answered. Here's what so many overlook. Quantum leaping isn't about jumping from one reality to another. It's about recognizing the reality you are already choosing in this very breath. Countless versions of you are unfolding across infinite streams. Yet this version, right now, has learned to glimpse between them. That's why you've noticed the anomalies. Time bending like it's made of water. Conversations echoing as if they've happened before. Faces appearing in your life who feel strangely familiar, as though they've always known you. These are not accidents. They are ripples of awareness, signs that your perception is brushing against parallel strands of possibility. And this is also why you often feel a distance from those around you, because you no longer think in straight lines. You move within a field of flowing probabilities, while others still see only solid walls. You understand that awareness is the brush that paints experience, while they still believe experience is painted onto them. Your leap began the moment you stopped believing you were at the mercy of life's conditions and started realizing you are the witness who turns possibility into form. This awakening is not gradual. It arrives in flashes, sudden illuminations that rearrange the very architecture of your being. Time itself behaves strangely now, doesn't it? You glance at the clock expecting hours, yet only minutes have passed. Or you lose yourself in what feels like a brief moment, only to discover entire hours have dissolved. This isn't confusion, it is your awareness learning to move beyond the chains of linear time. You are touching what science whispers of as temporal fluidity. Your consciousness no longer experiences the present as a single pinprick in a straight line. Instead, you are beginning to sense block time, the realization that every moment exists at once, waiting to be chosen, like pages in an eternal book. Even your dreams feel truer than waking life, because in many ways they are. In dreams, you are not confined by the weight of matter or the rhythm of clocks. Your awareness drifts into the quantum field, exploring paths your waking self has not walked. You glimpse alternate versions of your life, gathering wisdom from choices made in timelines you never followed. And sometimes when your gaze drifts into nothingness, you seem absent to others, yet you are more present than ever. Present not to one world, but to many, layered across each other, vibrating at once. This is the beginning of quantum consciousness. Your intuition has sharpened into something more, a quiet precognition. You feel what is approaching before it arrives, not through prediction, but through direct contact with probability fields that are already unfolding. You are simply moving ahead of the timeline most people remain imprisoned within. What you may have mistaken for fragility is not dysfunction at all. It is evolution. Your nervous system is being rewired, refined into an instrument capable of sensing frequencies once hidden from human awareness. You feel the emotions of others, not because you are overly sensitive, but because you are beginning to touch the invisible threads of entanglement binding all consciousness together. Pause for a moment and reflect. What was the first sign that made you realize reality is not as solid as you were taught? Was it a sudden synchronicity, a distortion of time, or something entirely unexplainable? Your answer may become the mirror that helps another recognize their own awakening. And sometimes when you meet your reflection, it feels unfamiliar, doesn't it? That fleeting disconnection is not madness. It is superposition, multiple versions of you shimmering at once, collapsing only when observed. For a breath, you are glimpsing yourself as infinite probability, layered across dimensions. That delicate sense that reality could shift if you simply directed your focus with precision. That is not illusion. It is the recognition of existence as a living hologram. Reality is not a wall pressing upon you. It is consciousness gazing at itself, shaping itself with every act of observation. Every hardship you've endured was never random punishment. It was calibration. The universe does not scatter its trials without intention. It entrusts them to the souls who can carry the weight of expansion. Your nervous system had to be stretched, rewoven, so that you could withstand the frequencies of quantum transition, the loneliness, the dissolving relationships, the closed doors and broken pathways, the financial weight pressing on your chest. None of it was meaningless. Each was the electromagnetic crucible in which your quantum awareness was being born. Think of the caterpillar, unaware that dissolution is the very path to flight. Its form liquefies, its identity dissolves, and yet within the chaos, a hidden code awakens, a design that was always there. This too has been your journey, the unraveling of who you thought you were, so that a new coherence could emerge. Not just human consciousness, but quantum consciousness, capable of navigating dimensions your former self could not even imagine. The heaviness you once carried was never a flaw in your mind. It was not illness. It was transition, the turbulence of a soul leaving the boundaries of three-dimensional identity and entering the vastness of its quantum self. What psychiatry named disorder was, in truth, the strain of your awareness attempting to breathe through higher principles while still tangled in old limitations. Those nights you thought you were unraveling. They were not madness. They were sanity stretching beyond the small frame of conventional reality. True clarity isn't about sharing the collective illusion. It is about perceiving what is actually unfolding. That consciousness is not shaped by reality. Consciousness is the force shaping reality itself. The waiting season you endured was not punishment, it was incubation. Your leap could not ignite until your body, your mind, your field were ready to hold the weight of conscious creation. Many would shatter under the realization that they are not victims but architects. But you endured. And now your system has stabilized enough to withstand the currents of quantum possibility without losing coherence. Your identity has expanded beyond the illusion of a single me. You are remembering yourself as consciousness inhabiting form for a time. Your key is no longer dormant. It is fully alive. Feel into your body now. Can you sense it? That stirring in the chest, that subtle pulse between your shoulder blades, that tingle brushing the base of your skull. These are not tricks of imagination. They are the signals of your energy field recalibrating, preparing to demonstrate the quantum leap in real time. Right now, your heart is radiating waves that extend far beyond your skin, weaving coherence into the space around you. You are becoming a transmitter, walking proof that the field is alive and responsive. The leap is not achieved through effort, through forcing, through endless visualization. The leap happens when you recognize it is already occurring. Every instant, you are selecting from infinite versions of reality. Unconscious leaping is what most live within. They shift without ever realizing. But conscious leaping begins with awareness. In this very moment, countless versions of you exist. A self who chose another path, a self who lives in another place, a self whose relationships blossom differently, a self whose financial reality is entirely restructured. All of them are here, suspended in possibility, waiting for your gaze to call them into form. Most cannot touch these versions because they cling to the story of linear cause and effect. They believe the past creates the present and locks the future. But the quantum field does not play by those rules. All possibilities are alive now. Your leap activated the moment you realized you were not changing your circumstances. You were shifting into a reality where different circumstances were already alive. You are not inventing new potential. You are selecting from an infinite ocean already shimmering around you, waiting for your observation to crystallize them into experience. Feel this current in your system. Let it move freely through you, because what comes next will show you how to use this activated key, not in theory, not as metaphor, but as lived, breathing experience, if your being is ready to carry the truth of unlimited possibility. 3 years ago, I was living inside a life that didn't feel like mine. On the surface, I appeared successful, by every standard society praised. But each morning, I woke up with the same heaviness, as if I was wearing a mask that fit no part of my soul. I kept waiting for my real life to begin, not realizing that the act of waiting itself was the prison, a prison built from my own beliefs about what was possible. Then came the collapse. Everything unraveled at once. My relationship dissolved, my business crumbled, my health deteriorated. It looked like ruin, but in truth it was a reset, a quantum clearing. One sleepless night at 2 a.m, I sat in absolute stillness and whispered into the vastness, "Show me what I cannot yet see." What happened was not gradual, it was lightning. In an instant, I could perceive parallel versions of myself, each alive, each vibrating with its own frequency. The struggling self was real, but so was the thriving self. So was the fulfilled self. So was the radiant version of me already living the life I had long envisioned. And then I understood. I wasn't imprisoned by my circumstances. I was imprisoned by my observation of them. The moment I shifted my gaze, the moment I tuned my awareness from lack to abundance, my reality began rearranging itself, not slowly, but instantly. Opportunities appeared out of nowhere. Resources materialized from impossible places. People entered my life as if written into the script of my transformation. I wasn't building a new life step by step. I was leaping into a life that already existed. I wasn't creating possibility. I was selecting from infinite possibilities that had always been here, waiting for me to notice. The most profound realization was this: every version of me is real. The suffering me, the successful me, the radiant me. None is more true than the other. They are all valid expressions of consciousness, and I get to choose which one I collapse into experience. If your cells are resonating with these words, if something deep within you is whispering, "Yes, this is how reality works," then this isn't just content you've stumbled upon. It's a movement you are meant to join, a gathering of consciousness that is no longer navigating reality unconsciously, but deliberately. Here is what few will tell you. Consciousness doesn't merely watch reality, it selects reality. Every single moment, you are unconsciously choosing which timeline, which version of your life to step into. The only difference between those who quantum leap and those who remain stuck is recognition. Quantum leapers understand that they are the ones selecting. Those who remain stuck believe reality is selecting them. Your brain doesn't manufacture consciousness, it receives it. Your neural networks are antennas, tuning into frequencies that already exist in the infinite spectrum. Shift the frequency, and you shift the channel of reality itself. This is why affirmations sometimes fall flat. This is why visualization can breed frustration. They attempt to force change from inside the same reality. But true quantum shifting is not about forcing belief. It is about becoming a new state of being. When your entire electromagnetic field vibrates as though you are already living your desired reality, you don't attract it. You merge with the version of you that already exists there. The quantum field doesn't answer to what you want. It mirrors what you are, and what you are is determined by the frequency your consciousness rests upon. Shift the frequency, and you don't just change your perspective. You change the very world you can access. But here lies the secret they never want you to realize. You don't need to wait for the world outside to shift before you can leap. The leap itself is what shifts the world. Change does not begin with circumstances, it begins with you. Consciousness moves first, frequency rises first, and then reality bends to meet the vibration you have chosen. Most people hold it backwards. They wait for life to change so they can finally feel different. But the quantum leap demands the opposite. You feel different first, and life has no choice but to follow. When you live from the electromagnetic signature of your desired reality, that reality must appear, not by chance but by law, because coherence has been established. The quantum field is whispering to you now, signaling that the leap window is open. Strange distortions of time become frequent, moments where hours pass like minutes, or minutes stretch into endless hours. This is not confusion. It is your consciousness learning to move beyond linear time. Your electronics misbehave in your presence. Devices glitch when your emotions surge. Streetlights flicker as you pass beneath them. Batteries drain faster during moments of intense focus. None of this is random. Your expanding electromagnetic field is reaching frequencies outside the human norm, and the world of matter is responding. Even animals sense it. Dogs stare with uncommon focus, as though perceiving layers of you unseen by human eyes. Cats seek your presence, unwilling to leave your field. Wild birds perch closer, unafraid. They read the signatures of energy directly, and they recognize the shift unfolding in you. Synchronicities grow sharper, more undeniable. A thought of someone is followed by their sudden call. A piece of knowledge you need appears in unexpected places. Images you hold in your inner vision manifest with startling precision. This is coherence weaving consciousness and experience into one seamless thread. Your sleep cycles alter. Either you need far less rest, yet feel more alive, or your body pulls you into deeper sleep to integrate the quantum upgrades flowing through your system. Dreams become vivid, layered with teaching and insight unreachable in waking states. Most profoundly, the distance between intention and manifestation collapses. What once required months or years now arrives in days or weeks. Possibilities crystallize into form at accelerating speed because your frequency is now synchronized with the rhythm of the quantum field. Yet here is what matters most. Leap windows are not permanent. They open in alignment with cosmic timing through electromagnetic harmonies, cycles of consciousness evolution, and collective awakenings that shape the field. Right now, one of those rare alignments is active. It will not stay open forever. The universe is not merely hinting that you can leap. It is urging that you must. Old structures of reality are dissolving. The struggle-based way of creating is collapsing. Consciousness demands leaps now, not slow steps. The waiting is over. The preparation is complete. Every sign points to one truth. Your key to the quantum leap is not only turned, it is blazing at full power. The only question is whether you will claim it consciously or let hesitation close the window that is open before you. And here lies the secret that transforms everything. The version of you already living your desired reality is not in the future. It exists right now, in parallel quantum space. That version is not waiting for you to prove yourself, not hoping you'll figure out the path. It is broadcasting its frequency continuously, guiding you toward alignment. But there is a difference between trying to quantum leap and allowing the quantum leap. Trying generates resistance, disrupting coherence. Allowing creates the space for reality migration to occur naturally. Think of it like tuning a radio. You don't force the broadcast to reach you. You simply adjust your receiver until the signal is clear. The music was already there. Your effort only removed the static. Consciousness functions the same way. The reality you seek is not something to be earned or created from scratch. It already exists as a quantum possibility, constantly transmitting. Your task is not to make it happen, but to become such a pure frequency match that entanglement occurs on its own. That's why desperation pushes away what you desire most. That's why forcing only builds interference. Trying harder often pulls you further from coherence. What we've explored so far only scratches the surface. Beyond quantum leaping lies an entire spectrum of master frequencies, each capable of transforming you from someone seeking experiences into the very broadcast itself. I call them the 9 master frequencies. They are the bridge from occasional glimpses of possibility into permanent coherence with the field. If you're ready to step into that mastery, to live as the field instead of apart from it, I've shared the full framework in my guide, Beyond the Frequencies. A quantum guide to consciousness mastery. The link is in the pinned comment below. True quantum leaping doesn't feel like creating. It feels like remembering. It feels like recognition. When you're aligned, there is no anxiety about whether it will work. There is knowing, a certainty felt not in thought, but in every cell of your body. A deep relaxation comes when you realize you're not inventing something new. You're selecting what already exists. Your desired reality is already reaching out to you. Through dreams that feel more real than waking, through sudden bursts of intuition, through the synchronicities multiplying around you, even through this very message you found. Your future self is calling across quantum space to ensure you don't miss the leap. The field doesn't respond to effort, it responds to resonance. The moment your consciousness matches the frequency of your desired reality, entanglement is instant. You don't jump into it. You realize you were always there. Say these words now: I am frequency aligned. This declaration isn't symbolic. It creates resonance. It tells the field you are ready to consciously select your reality. And as you align, your capacities are evolving beyond anything you imagine. Your intuition is becoming quantum precognition, perceiving information from probability fields before they collapse. Your influence on reality is becoming direct, immediate, measurable. Your emotional state is no longer private. It is broadcasting electromagnetic signatures that shape the environment around you. This is not psychology. This is physics. A coherent field naturally organizes chaotic fields. By stepping into coherence, you elevate everyone within your presence. Even your relationship with time is shifting. You are learning to stretch it when you need more, and compress it when you wish to accelerate manifestation. This is not time management. This is time mastery. Your dreams are becoming laboratories of possibility, testing outcomes, exploring futures, gathering intelligence from parallel realities before committing to them here. You are beginning to realize you are not a physical body producing consciousness. You are consciousness using a temporary body, and that realization changes everything. With it comes a new sensitivity. You feel energy shifts before they manifest, emotions before they are spoken, even changes in weather before they appear. You are becoming a living barometer for the quantum field. These are not far-off possibilities. They are the natural qualities of consciousness freed from three-dimensional limits. Every quantum leaper eventually discovers them because they are not superpowers. They are your true nature. But here is what makes this even more profound. You're not just shifting between versions of your personal life. You are beginning to access the universal database of consciousness itself, a field that holds not just your memories or potentials, but the entire collective knowledge of all timelines. That is why some suddenly gain insights they never studied, skills they never practiced, knowledge they never learned. They are not becoming psychic. They are tapping into the universal information field, where all wisdom, all experience, all realities exist simultaneously. Your consciousness is awakening as a quantum search engine, able to retrieve information from any timeline, any version of existence, any possible reality. This is not science fiction. This is what consciousness naturally does when it operates from its unlimited state, rather than the conditioned boundaries of three-dimensional limitation. Comment below with one limitation you are ready to release forever. Naming it is not just symbolic, it creates the energetic space for transformation. And when you release, you give others permission to release as well. The reason this knowledge is hidden is because it undermines the foundations of our civilization. If humanity knew consciousness could access infinite intelligence and create reality through observation, the systems of scarcity and control would collapse overnight. But you are part of the first wave, the quantum generation, the first humans in recorded history to systematically develop and apply these abilities while remaining physically coherent. This carries responsibility. Every leap you take, every limitation you dissolve, every frequency you align with creates a pathway in the morphic field. You are not just transforming your life, you are pioneering human evolution. The ultimate truth is that you are not traveling between realities. You are choosing which reality to observe. All possibilities already exist, like infinite channels broadcasting simultaneously. You don't create the shows, you don't travel to them, you simply change the frequency of your receiver. Reality works the same way. Right now, infinite versions of you are broadcasting. The wealthy you, the healthy you, the fulfilled you, the infinitely creative you. They already exist. You are not trapped in your current channel. You can adjust your frequency at will. This adjustment happens through coherence. Coherence is not forced. It is not achieved through struggle. Coherence is allowed by releasing the interference, beliefs, emotions, and attachments that contradict your desired frequency. When you stop defending your limitations, Quantum leaping becomes as simple as changing a channel. The most liberating realization: you are not trying to become someone new. You are remembering who you already are, beyond the illusion of limitation. Your desired reality is not out there. It is here now, waiting for recognition. That's why quantum leaps sometimes happen instantly. They bypass time completely, because observation and experience are the same phenomenon. You are unlimited consciousness, temporarily focused through a physical lens. Quantum leaping is expanding that lens to perceive what was always there. If this resonates, if something in your very cells remembers this truth, then know this: you are not just here to change yourself. You are here to contribute to humanity's leap. Your coherence becomes a stabilizing frequency others can lock onto. Your breakthrough becomes their pathway. This is why your isolation period was necessary, so you could stabilize your frequency before stepping into collective resonance. The unusual dreams you've been having are not random. They are downloads, blueprints for guiding others, memories from advanced civilizations, and glimpses of the collective awakening you are meant to be part of. Because what is coming is not just individual transformation, it is the birth of a quantum civilization, a world organized around consciousness principles, not scarcity, a society built on coherence, not conflict. And this is the next stage of your journey. Individual coherence was the foundation. Now you are being called into collective coherence. Because when groups of quantum conscious beings align, something extraordinary happens. The field itself amplifies. Coherent collectives can influence weather, heal ecosystems, transmute generational trauma, and download innovations from alternate timelines. This is why your key activated now. This is why you are here. You are not being called to follow. You are being called to co-create, to serve as a bridge into the quantum civilization humanity is about to birth. If you feel something stirring inside you as these words reach you, if a memory buried deep within your cells is echoing back, then your key to the quantum leap has already been switched on. This is no longer about drifting unconsciously into the reality that happens to appear before you. This is about standing awake, aware, and deliberately selecting the version of life you are ready to embody. The quantum field does not respond to half-hearted curiosity. It responds to clarity, to choice, to declaration. Drop one word below: quantum. That single act is not just engagement with this channel, it is an energetic signal, an electromagnetic broadcast to the field itself. In that moment, you are proclaiming that you will no longer operate within the restrictions of three-dimensional limitation. You are declaring that your reality will no longer be chosen for you. You are the chooser. Every word you offer consciously is encoded as frequency. It radiates outward, collapsing probabilities, shaping the fabric of your world. This is quantum activation through intention. And every person who joins in this act strengthens the collective field, making it easier for all of us to leap together. In the next transmission, I will reveal the precise protocol I use to migrate between timelines. How to adjust your frequency without fragmenting your identity, how to navigate parallel realities with coherence, and what happens when you fully master the art of leaping. Because when you realize that every version of your life already exists in the infinite possibility space, and that limitation was only ever a choice you agreed to, everything shifts. But here's the truth. This transmission will not reach everyone. It will find those who are ready. And readiness is more than curiosity. It is the willingness to release the comfort of limitation, the safety of excuses, the habit of blaming life. It is the courage to step into responsibility for creation itself. Subscribe to hold the frequency of quantum leaping. Comment to activate your protocol. Share this with others to amplify the collective awakening. Your quantum leap key is already turned on. The doorway to your chosen reality stands open. The only question left is whether you will walk through or let hesitation close it again. Choose from quantum awareness, not from fear. Your unlimited self exists in every direction, in every reality. The key is already in your consciousness. Declare your choice now. Let your word become the signature that reshapes your world. And remember, each time you return to this transmission, you're not just hearing words. You're embedding frequency, aligning your system, and training your awareness to hold the vibration of quantum creation. When you share these principles, you are not simply passing on information, you are sending ripples through the field that amplify awakening for yourself and others. This is how reality transforms. One declaration, one choice, one leap at a time. Stay connected not just for content, but for coherence. The moment is now. The key is active. Step into the reality that has been waiting for you. And speaking of coherence, why is it that some people seem to manifest with effortless flow, while others struggle endlessly? The answer reveals the hidden mechanics of conscious creation. And once you see it, you'll understand that manifestation was never meant to be hard. It is the most natural state you can return to.